That was silky. It really was.
It's not simple from where he's cueing it. Ooh, only just crept in, didn't it? But as I say, the long pots are starting to flow now for O'Sullivan. Very often with him, I think, Phil, that's the last piece of the jigsaw. When they start to go in, that's when you know that he is, you know, rocking and rolling with his game.
It's
not an easy shot. The pink is in this for me. It's kind of in his eye line. It's a distraction, makes the blue more difficult. But he's made a career out of knocking those in, hasn't he? When he first turned professional, the recovery blue into a bolt pocket was, they were just flying in from all angles.
Yeah, those blues off the spot. When he first turned pro in 1992, he played 76 matches up at the Norbrook Castle Hotel in Blackpool in qualifiers. In little booths of about 30 people capacity. A lot of the time he couldn't get a seat. When you could, all you could hear
47.
was seasoned pros watching, amazed at how often he knocked in that kind of blue.
Yeah, I made this point the other day that you know, the minute he was granted professional status, I know they opened the game up, but that moment he was already better than, I reckon, 75% of the players on the tour before he'd played a shot as a professional. Of course, there were going to be better players then. He was only 16, but he was already better than most of them. Never really seen a talent like it in the game.
53. 54.
In those first 76 matches of his professional career, he lost twice.
61.
Once to a fellow called Sean
62.
Story. Another time to Dave Finbow. That's something to tell their grandchildren about.
69.
I beat Ronnie O'Sullivan when hardly anyone else did.
70.
Of course, the Players' Championship was the great occasion, Phil, wasn't it, when he made the
76.
1000th century at the Guildhall. What a night that was in that final against Robertson. Crowds were going mad at the end.
78.
Others will get to 1,000 centuries. Neil Robertson, Judd Trump.
81.
But he was the first.
85. 90. 96.
Every match in this Players' Championship so far has seen a century now.
Comeback could be on, of course. He led O'Sullivan 5-3 when they met in the Masters in January. O'Sullivan ended up winning the last three and won the match. Got to do the same in reverse. Oh, that's a great split. Surely he's on one this time.
$14. 21. 28. 29. 47.
When Ding is switched on and he's in this position, you expect him to score heavily.
Yeah, and I think with Ronnie raising the bar in that last frame, making that century, which eluded both players, it's almost
44.
made Ding Junhui's mind up for him. He's, look, I've got to play quickly. I'm on the brink of losing here. Still a chance
45.
of me winning. He's got a hold of that one a bit. Well, he'd overscrewed quite
52.
a lot there. He didn't play on this red.
Yeah.
Knock-on effects, out of position on the red. Very much out of position now.
Ding Junhui, 53.
Well, that did kick. It made a bad sound. Now, the red by the pink is Ding has left that quite willingly, but it's a half chance. It's not a great shot from Ding Junhui there, too. A little bit of casual safety shot, I think, for once.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 1.
Good shot. Problem with that is, of course, he's pushing one of the reds safe, which he needs more so than Ding Junhui. What a shot of that. Lack of pace on the ball. Trying to run through and get the two reds moved.
Nine. Ding Junhui, 9.
Yes, this is frame ball, but also, yes, there's a lot riding on it. If he misses it, it could be his last shot because everything is lined up. Well, he knew it. Didn't he play it in such a way that there was an element of fear, I think, in his mind? Well, had the yellow not been there, I would have thought that this was very possible. It's a little more difficult now. That's a big distraction next to the cue ball. He didn't fancy that, did he, Ding? You could see it the way he played it. One good shot needed here. Oh, that's just
One.
quite unlucky, isn't it? Well, he said nice. He could do with one. Technically, he could win without it. Oh, that's a brilliant shot. He's got himself on the red that he really wanted out of the way. Now this is a chance.
Four.
Everything is going awkward. Shots here from otherwise well-struck efforts, you know. But like you say, this is a potential match winner. Not easy.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 11.
A lot of frustration there from O'Sullivan, and you kind of feel his pain. Fuming that it didn't quite work out. That's quite tight, isn't it? If he gets past the blue, I suppose he could run this around two cushions. It's very close, though. What a shot.
One.
Well, the frustration might be gone in 2 or 3 minutes' time here. because it's another opportunity that he's given himself to pinch the frame and take the match. I think, not sure if the pink will go back on its spot, might go up on the blue. And that is exactly why he played the pink there, because he's cleared the decks now for the two reds.
8.
Deciding that he might as well play on the more difficult red right now.
15.
Needs to be careful leaning over here. Well done.
16.
Yeah, looking at the scores, you realise that he can take the pink. The blue would only be enable him to tie, which is clearly no good to him.
23.
He needs 34 points, and the red, pink, and the colours is that.
24.
He might be able to hold. He's still got to do this.
33.
Well, there's your example there. Look at that. A bit of adrenaline there. Some adrenaline kicked in and he overscrewed. He should never have been where he is, and he knows it. Trying to blank it out of his mind and play a good shot from green to brown. Well, he'd be absolutely enraged.
O'Sullivan, 52.
Absolutely enraged. You could sense it.
40.
It's the kind of mistake you just do not imagine.
Three. Seven.
We're all still reeling from O'Sullivan's missed green. And it means we are going to the wire. That's one positive. We've got all that drama of the decider to come. But normally, when he's in a position to clear like that, O'Sullivan is deadly.
25.
5-5. And this match is very much alive. Before the break, Ronnie O'Sullivan had 1 foot in the quarterfinals, and then that, the missed green, the rest flung across the arena.
Yeah, I notice he's breaking from the other side with his right hand. But he still leaves that same red on. Quite tense now, isn't it? I just felt that O'Sullivan was getting nervy when he was attempts to win the frame, but even though they were there, he just knew he had to still take them. Pressure was starting to mount, I think. Now he's got a chance to put it right, perhaps here, straight away. Oh, that's and Ronnie just wanted something early, and he's got something early.
Didn't really threaten the pockets, but what happened at the tail end of the shot was even worse. Bear in mind, just 48 hours ago, O'Sullivan lost in the decider in the Welsh Open final. Can he make amends for what just happened in the previous frame?
It's a very good point, Phil, isn't it, that you make it. You know, we think that Ronnie O'Sullivan is different to all the rest, but he's just got beaten in the final against a low-ranked player. And he's got beaten 3 of the home nations finals of the 4 this season. I guess that was the one he was meant to win. But I've never doubted anything that he's capable of doing. He's not played that shot brilliantly. But he's played that shot brilliantly. What a snooker brain. Well worked.
I would think every other player left in the tournament would be watching this. Because if O'Sullivan
21.
comes through this test, this mental examination, he could be a very dangerous animal as the week progresses. And again, going into them, not had the best of fortune.
28.
No, that could have been it, couldn't it? Had that gone in, he might be able to cut it in thin. He's looked at it. Look, the speed he's got to play this is all about a bit of luck.
29.
There you see what I mean. As good as he is, he had no clue there where the balls were going to end up. He wants to go for one here. And he could tickle him behind the brown, but I don't think he's in that mood. It's got to be a better shot, isn't it, now he's played it.
33.
That's a good recovery. Again, is he on one? And he's walking around as if he might be on the bottom one here, quite
41.
purposefully. First I wasn't so sure. Well, it's been a pretty enthralling match. You know, there's been good shots, there's been mistakes. It's kind of how we like these deciders to go.
And after what's happened so far, Neil, I'm sure you, like I, are taking nothing for granted.
50. $55. $56.
The gambler has to know when to hold them and to fold them. Ding's folding his arms because the gamble of O'Sullivan to take on that 50-50 brown looks like paying off.
64.
I think if another red goes in, he'll take great relief in getting this match won.
72.
Junhui, he missed that first red by a long way, lost control of the table with the red up and down. He didn't know, he was a bit unlucky with the way it double kissed. The blue was involved in that as well. You know, but O'Sullivan has taken them really well.
77. $78.
Well, it could have ended with a century. I don't think he's going to now, unless he somehow can get to this end one. Trace aside, I think, on the ball.
86.
It's been an enjoyable match, though. Like I say, it's been
91.
a cut and thrust. Ultimately, it was
92.
a somewhat pumped up O'Sullivan who got the job done.
One last positional indignity, but it matters not.
Welsh Open 95.
Sometimes even sporting geniuses have to work. O'Sullivan did that tonight. His application was spot on, and in the end, so was his nerve. Ronnie O'Sullivan beats Junhui in an enthralling contest, 6-5.